Didn't you have to pee?
I did.
Oh, wow. What happened to me? I fell apart.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Auto-Yo-Decepti-Cast. This is a semi-monthly podcast delivering a breakdown of something, usually Transformers related. And this is your episode 94. I am your host, Aaron, and I have to tell you, and I wonder if this has ever happened to the listener. The other day, I was over at my friend's house. In fact, it was co-host Ryan. And I was there to eat. Caleb was there, as was my lovely wife, Melody. And the food, I just have to say, it wasn't pleasant at all. He fixed three things, which, by my culinary knowledge, are rather simple to prepare. Mac and cheese, peas, out of the pod, thank you very much, and chicken. And here's how it turns out. The macaroni was like my socks after walking through a lake, buddy. They were soggy. The peas, oh my God, the peas. It was as if you were making wine and confused grapes with the peas. They were mushed, my friend. And the chicken was so overcooked. I mean, the only thing I could compare it to is wood. And look, I know it's hard to perfect 165 degrees of poultry. That's 75 Celsius to our UK listeners. But just the combination of all three of those items, the main dish, plus the veggie and the carbs, I had to play it off and act like I was full. But then Caleb, the fucker he is, was all like, "You ain't finished. That's bull." I was so pissed. My heart started pumping. I said, "Look, I've already eaten," but Ryan kept piling and piling food on my plate. It was the worst. So I started daydreaming about leaving his house. And I know that's rude, right? But the smell of Ryan's food got me just overwhelmingly nauseous. And so at that moment, like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, I busted out of my chair, right through the closed door. I left a perfect impact silhouette of myself, like a goddamn Looney Tunes character. And so I go home, pop some diarrhea medication. Can you guess my favorite brand? It's Kaopectate. and
I didn't remember that.
I go to sleep. So we don't speak for 2 weeks. I am afraid Ryan's going to be mad at me. I insulted his food. I destroyed his door. And I start to bring it up. He's like, don't. He's like, "I understand about the food, baby, but we're still friends." And that was the end of
it sounds like a delight.
It wasn't a delight, but I guess it was in its own way.
Those are one of the songs that seems like a really good idea at karaoke until you start doing it and you're like,
This is an 8-minute song.
This has got a lot of lyrics.
For our younger listeners, that's Rapper's Delight.
This is just a story about me eating at your
These are
house
getting
recently.
elaborate.
Yes.
I love that song. And I like how there was a thing in like the 80s and of like rappers in particular, the fourth or fifth verse had nothing to do with it. It was like started being about food.
Yeah, well, there is a radio edit of that song that is like a proper 3 to 4 minutes, but then there is the 8-minute song. And if you're doing karaoke, why would you bring the 8-minute version into it?
I never really looked at the lyrics this in depth, but this is part of it. I just read, "I'm going to freak you here. I'm going to freak you there. I'm going to freak you out of this atmosphere. Because I'm one of a kind, and I'll shock your mind, and I'll put TNT in your behind." This song is terrible.
Well, this is a song where he talks. One of the rappers talks about stealing Lois Lane from Superman, and he's gonna bust her out with his super sperm.
Oh yeah, super sperm.
Listen, this is the early days of hip hop. This is the first real, I think, commercial rap hit.
Yeah,
you got to let it breathe a little bit. It's got to develop.
I love that song. It's amazing.
All right. And that was the Rapper's Delight cast.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Of course, we still hang our hat on our minute-by-minute review of Transformers the movie. Why wouldn't we? It was a pretty time-consuming, if not financially lucrative operation that we had going on, but times go on. And like the rusted corpse of Optimus Prime, we've buried the past and moved on to greener pastures. A shade of green not unlike the camouflage worn by many members of a daring American Special Forces force. What? Special Forces force? Whose whole purpose is to defend human freedom from Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world. That's right. the Autopod Decepticast has taken on its new moniker, the Auto-Yo-Decepti-Joe. I wrote down Auto-Yo-Decepti-Joe.
Your notes are always hilarious.
Sometimes you gotta let it go. I don't have time to correct everything.
Well, I will say that in the UK, G.I. Joe is known as Action Force.
We're going to spend the next few episodes covering the flesh-covered cousin to our favorite metallic Robros, G.I. Joe the movie. And if you want to check out the 86 movie coverage, it's all out there. Feel free to go back to the beginning. It's a lot of fun. But for the next, I don't know how many episodes, because it keeps changing every time we have a conversation, mostly because of me.
It was going to be 3. Now it's going to be at least
It could be upwards of 10.
10, good
Maybe,
Lord.
yeah.
So
some specific people will be happy
Anyway,
about that.
we're going to... yeah, I mean, it'll be...
Here's the problem.
We'll be bringing in other
The way
elements.
the way I have to do notes to get the flow of the show going.
Show!
I'm adapted to this minute by minute format. It's a little tougher to adapt that to a 30-minute when you're trying to walk through the events on screen. And so I either need to adapt, and if I do, maybe this will pick up a bit of pace, or I won't, and we'll do 10 episodes, and everybody will like it.
We're kind of learning a new style here for a little
I will
while.
say I'm kind of like you, Aaron, where I like different. We're not obviously doing as much minutia because we're doing not a minute at a time.
We don't know the brand as well.
That's true, and so but I like so it takes us longer to research, and also
And we don't care about it as much either.
Don't say that.
I will say
We've got a gang of new G.I. Joe followers on the Twitter. Hello, everybody.
I will say that in researching this movie and in trying to find ancillary information about it, it does seem to be like the redheaded stepchild. This movie seems like the redheaded stepchild of Transformers, the movie, because you cannot get it in digital form.
Mm-hmm.
I did another couple hours trying to find a Ron Friedman version. Couldn't find that.
Script,
I think we're gonna
the script.
Yeah, the script. Yeah. I think we're gonna reach out to him on email and see what
I'm
happens.
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it today.
Are you really?
I have his email address. He's responded to us before.
That's true.
But then also I bought the DVD
Might as well.
and it's almost like this movie does not want to get seen because the DVD now has taken to doing this thing where if I try to go to the menu without going through all that bullshit up top, if I hit the square on the PlayStation, it just shuts the DVD
Oh,
off.
really? Yeah, I have that problem. I don't know if you and I have the same edition. We probably
You have the
do.
Blu-ray version.
Okay, well, I think they're just probably the exact same. In fact, they're probably the same resolution. Let's be right.
Yeah.
I doubt they upgraded it because, it forces me to watch like a solid 10 minutes
Oh, yes.
of ads, and there's no skipping. And I thought I figured out a glitch that I could use to skip past it, and it only works about 25% of the time.
I cannot play it in my computer. Like, I got it to work once to take those screenshots from on our Twitter from last episode, but now there's no autoplay. I put it in there. All I can bring up is a bunch of video files. I click on each one, and it's like, this is not supported.
Oh, and you know what? I'm not actually watching the Blu-ray. I'm probably watching the same version you have. I have a Blu-ray disc, but it also came with the original. So they probably just packaged whatever is left over from the unsold of what you bought and just jammed it in there and said, here's a Blu-ray too. We love G.I. Joe the movie so far in our I think 6 minutes that we're into it. So before we get into the G.I. Joe times, I just a little bit of news. If you are going to be out in TFCon land, Los Angeles, March 15th through 17th, just want to let you know,
away.
I, Aaron, the third favorite host of Autopod Decepticast, will be there, along with Mike Seibert of Mike Seibert Radio. And unlike Chicago, we don't have any special presentations or anything. We're just going to be hanging out, enjoying the con. I'm looking forward to hitting up some of the room parties that I've heard goes on, which sounds perverted when you put it out there like that without context. And
Well, with the Mario thing that you just talked about, it kind of adds a whole
I'll be in the bathroom. You start
chase me to 412.
you start playing Transformers, the video game.
Oh God, you must die when that first plane hits you in the face.
God,
and you just will.
I did look up. We talked about this a little bit. I looked up the G.I. Joe NES game, which looks way more fun than the Famicom Transformers. It looks like a combination between like Contra and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because you can switch between like 3 different characters.
I think it was well reviewed.
Yeah, it seems like it. I'd never heard of it before, and it's not that cheap. It's like $35 on eBay. So
gotcha.
It might be a little bit before I get to it.
Don't buy it as a joke.
Yeah, I don't buy anything as a joke, baby.
So in regard to TFCon, so we'll be there if you're going to be in town. Would love to clink a glass, rub elbows, or perhaps even bump uglies. just kidding. I made it clear that Ryan won't be there, and there won't be any elevators. That's a
Callback.
So since
Mine is the ugliest of bumpings.
Since this is temporarily a G.I. Joe podcast, let's talk about the Joe-related guests at TFCon. We're going to have Jack Angel's going to be there, who is Ultra Magnus and Cyclonus in the Transformers world. He's Wetsuit on G.I. Joe. Jerry Hauser, I wrote as the voice of Sci-Fi. I assume that's a G.I. Joe character. I didn't write down I didn't write down the connection to Transformers. Neil Ross, as we all know, is Springer and a half dozen other characters. He is Shipwreck. He's going to be at TFCon. Michael Bell, of course, Prowl, Sideswipe, and the voice of Duke, certainly most famously. Morgan Lofting had some small roles on Transformers, Firestarter, and Moonracer. Female Autobots. And she's the Baroness. Bill Ratner, the voice of one, I believe this is how you pronounce it, Dashiell Fairborn, codename Flint. And he played a version of Flint, by the way, in the Transformers episode The Killing Jar. Oh, we're all about to die in a horrible plane crash.
It's happening.
Arthur Berghardt, of course, Destro, G.I. Joe, Devastator on Transformers, and a few writers that shared on both series will be there. Donald F. Glut, Flint Dilley, and of course, Ron Friedman is going to be there. It could be dramatic. And also, before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to Sean, that's Serge Bama on Twitter, for retweeting our last podcast where we covered the opening sequence to G.I. Joe, the movie. Thanks for doing that.
Oh, the live tweet?
The live tweet, that's correct. I want to also give a shout out, if there's anybody listening, to the contributors at yojo.com, which is kind of a collection website. They catalog all the toys and the vehicles, 3 3/4, and actually on all the way to the modern day, more contemporary toys. But for me, it's been a great resource to find all the names of these characters on screen. Basically, I'm like, okay, the one that's wearing all red and has a lizard face, and then I just go find that toy so I can figure out their name and learn more.
I had to do that with the vehicles. I looked up it's like there's so many of everything.
So that's been a great resource. So I have a section here for banter. We probably had too much of that already. Ryan, you got any good grit stories you want to tantalize our taste buds with?
No, I'm out of grit formation. But I do have some corrections from last episode. I said that Jim was a reaction to Barbie and the Rockers. When in actuality, it's the opposite.
That made more sense to me.
But Barbie's, but wait. Well, explain, because obviously Barbie's been around for much longer than Jim.
Yeah, well,
The
Mattel...
subline of Barbie and the Rockers.
Yes, Mattel got wind that Hasbro was making a rock and roll girl doll and rushed Barbie and the Rockers into production, and they beat Jim to market.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So it still was corporate espionage.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And that's on the toys that made us, and the woman is very proud of it.
Okay.
That she pulled that off.
She's past the
She's
statute of limitations.
She's like, yeah, motherfucker, that shit's probably illegal. The rededication ceremony, we did the last episode, question when that happened. The Statue of Liberty, that was Liberty Weekend, this was July 3rd, 1986. And it was also a celebration of the centennial of Lady Liberty.
Nice.
And then we talked about, how Joe, this is not really a correction, just an addition, how Joe and Cobra lasers are different colors. It occurred to me that it's the opposite of Transformers, whereas the Joe lasers are red and Cobra lasers are blue. And in Transformers, it's not lasers, but the Autobots had blue eyes and the Decepticons had red eyes. Oh, and they flipped the script.
Gotcha.
That's all my corrections and additions.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that. I'll do last episode recap. So we saw a multitude of mass marauders make way to murder America's Maiden of Emancipation. And a good-looking group of government godsends put a gag on the grievous goons with a garden variety grab bag of guns, grenades, grappling hooks, and a grandiose display of global diversity.
No wonder this takes you so long.
He spends all the time on the intro and the alliteration.
Humoring himself.
That's right. So let's open this up then. This thing starts at about 3:19, and
after the awesome intro, right?
Yeah,
which we discussed in our previous episode. I like to call it a Joe episode.
Right? No, I think so. In fact, what I meant to say is here. Let me just start over. Let's get into the G.I. Joe review. That's what we should call this. This is our segment.
Yeah, this is the Joe review, and I was referring to on our last Joe episode.
It's not good.
We can make it work.
I'm going to shoehorn that in there.
Uh-huh.
This has been kind of a side debate on the old texting combo. I say Joe episode, they say Joe review.
It's not a debate. It's just fun.
It's demonstrably Joe episode is worse by a wide margin.
There will be more of that to come, certainly.
Sure.
So we open up to the familiar music of one Robert J. Walsh, R.I.P., who composed many a great background music sequence for
Good
many
stuff.
shows at Marvel Sunbow. He died just last September at the age of 70. But as his music is playing, we have a dragonfly landing
Yeah.
on a reflection of the moon in the lake.
This-
And right off the bat, some really amazing animation.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
This is a real, this is a movie trope, which is called Always a Bigger Fish, where a fish comes out and eats that bee, and then immediately the catfish jumps into
an
the mouth of an alligator.
I can't believe that's a trope of a thing getting eaten by a thing getting eaten by another thing.
Oh, you see it all over the place. Usually it is, usually it's refers to heroes being saved by from something by a bigger something, like Jurassic Park. They're saved from the raptors by the T-Rex,
Right.
Or in Moana, in the realm of monsters, an eel tries to eat her, and then a plant eats that eel.
Right.
That
You
kind
could
of
say
thing.
the eel eating the Princess Bride, saved by Fezzik, who clumps it in the mouth. And
Well, but
then
that
pulls
doesn't.
her
He doesn't
out.
really eat. Yeah, no, at the same.
It has
trope.
to eat it
Yes,
for it to be.
Yeah, it
something
has
is
to be
eating
eaten.
something, eating something. Otherwise, he's just.
So if Andre the Giant would have yanked the eel out of the water and just started
No,
chewing its fucking head off,
Right.
then-
Well, no. What would have had to happen is that the eel would have eaten her, and then Andre the Giant would have
okay.
eaten the
I
eel.
see.
Although usually
But
it's...
no, but we're talking about being saved.
Yes, but it's not by someone who's doing it for good reasons. It's a coincidental saving by something that probably would have eaten you anyway
okay.
if that other thing hadn't have been there.
All
It's the Phantom Menace does it in the underwater.
Okay, I'm with it. We have spent way too much time on that conversation.
Sorry.
So, it's the in a very so it's very circle of life, and this right off the bat, I just looked at it as is this movie's way of telling you right off the bat that it's fucking hardcore, man.
I think it's doing a few
Fucking
different things. I think it's doing one thing. It's showing you the setting as a swamp, and it's
probably true.
It's a dangerous, it's a dangerous place, and
It's rough out there, kid.
Cobra's notorious for establishing their bases in dangerous environments.
Is that right? Is that a thing? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't remember from the television.
Absolutely,
show. Okay.
and they want to, they're going to set up their places kind of hazardous. People want to stay away from it. Also, I would say though that also the this trope is good at kind of demonstrating that there's always somebody that's bigger and badder than you, and I think it kind of shows the relationship with G.I. Joe, Cobra, and Cobra-La.
Oh my god!
It's levels, baby.
So that crocodile is Cobra-La. It's the metaphor.
In a way, it kind of. I think it's just kind of going.
And then that's why whenever in just a second when you hit it, that you see the reflection of Cobra in its eyeball.
Holy shit!
Mm.
This is levels.
Yeah.
So as the crocodile whips its tail into the water, the credits start to roll over the screen. We covered that in fairly extensive detail in the last episode. And yeah, to Caleb's point, we see in a very cool piece of animation the reflection of the Cobra troopers getting
That
ready to
vehicle's
drive.
called a stun.
That's correct. Very good. And do you know what the driver is called?
Frank.
Honestly,
They are motor vipers.
When he's on break.
It's
Is
Frank
it-
Zappa.
Yeah, it's Frank Zappa. That would be weird.
Just smoking cigarettes and making
Music.
songs
200
forever.
motels.
Yeah, and the terrible movies. No, those are motor vipers, and which are, like you said, the Cobra Stun is a multi-terrain vehicle. These folks drive off, and I'm just gonna say it. Something kind of weird emerges from the lake here.
Those are actual vehicles that would work in combat, as opposed to some of the other later examples.
Okay, so something arises from the water, some kind of soft, almost gelatinous-looking
Periscope.
organic periscope.
That's right.
Cobra-La
type
is gross.
thing.
Cobra-La, I have it written down. Cobra-La is gross.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a
look
lot.
Yeah, look. Cobra-La is ... gross.
Yes, there's a lot of Cronenberg-esque body
Yeah.
horror shit.
Yeah, we'll get into that for sure.
So it submerges, and then the scene shifts to a Cobra base that I believe, I'm not 100%, but I believe this fits the classification of a Terror-Drome.
Yeah,
Yes,
it looks like it. Yeah.
It's the Terror-Drome.
So lots of guns and guards.
They're on the bayou.
That's right.
I would love to go. I want to see in person that Spanish moss hanging from a tree.
Eat some. I bet they all at this Cobra base they have Tabasco sauce,
Cajun,
raw fish.
Creole,
I can hear my old hound dog barking.
Yes, right.
shrimp etouffee.
Okay, we're at the Terror-Dome, and we have a nice, fully animated, no static background sequence here.
Yeah.
That's really cool, where the top of the Terror-Dome opens, and a fleet of these flight pods launch and buzz past some watchtowers, over those incoming stun vehicles, which are just kind of driving onto Cobra property here.
We did have a question last episode what those things were called, and they're just called flight pods.
Yeah,
that's correct.
they're prominent in the Joe-verse.
It's just
They're used
like
a lot.
they have such creative names for everything else, and they're just flight pod.
I don't know why they had to release them just to go catch up with those
I think it
vehicles
was.
and turn back.
I think they were scouting. I think they were trying to see who was approaching.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. The camera moves inside the base at this point, and to what I assume is Serpentor's throne room.
Oh, here's, by the way, we're looking right now at the background animation.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when I was talking about the background
Right
animation?
at
Oh, yeah.
4 minutes and 39 seconds is where we're paused.
The background animator. This was an example that was utilized in a conversation about the guy that did the background animation on Transformers the movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we'll put that picture up again, but it's very H.R. Geiger.
Yeah.
It looks
So-
like whale ribs, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I bet you he took inspiration from like a snake spine or
Pinocchio?
something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he did. So
Tinkerbell?
Pinocchio they get swallowed by a
we may
whale.
refer to it later, but the guy that was one of the background animation directors for Transformers the movie had some involvement in this movie as a background animator.
Nice.
And I don't remember his name right now.
Fervent.
I will say this: I'm always amazed. Not always, but even when I was little, I remembered thinking like, it's impressive but odd that Cobra can get away with building this massive Terror-Drome in Louisiana. And no one seems to know about it. Like they
First
must be
of all,
really
it's a
good.
major infrastructure project to build on a swamp anyway.
The contractors.
Yeah, not to bite off of Kevin Smith, but they've got to have some independent contractors. You think your average Crimson Guard knows anything about snaking toilets?
Yeah, they have to have some hardcore NDAs. That they would have to have signed.
I assume they just execute the people after they finished.
Why
it's
would
like,
why take the job?
I mean, it's like H.H. Holmes. Whenever he built his murder castle, he would switch contractors constantly, and sometimes did theoretically. He asked one of them to murder his one of the other workers, and I'm like, you're pretty loosey goosey with your talk, but yeah, he was just constantly rolling over contractors so that nobody knew what he was building.
Right. Well, and plus this project, one contractor or 10 is at least a good
enormous.
2-year long project.
So you want fucking snakes everywhere? Because there's a lot of fucking snakes on here.
That's your blue collar voice.
Yeah.
Every blue collar Ryan voice is like,
A little Jersey, a little Philly.
I fucking Staten Island, baby.
yeah, it's,
Fucking Wu-Tang. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
I'm
So,
all over New York.
okay, so where were we? I feel like I had something else I wanted to.
Oh, Caleb was just
riff
saying
on,
he's
but-
amazed that like nobody notices these huge structures.
yeah,
You watch Better Call Saul, don't you?
yeah.
Are you up to date on it? I don't want to spoil.
There's a new
anything.
season coming out very soon, isn't there?
Well, have you seen the season where they've been constructing the meth lab underneath the dry cleaner? You must be a season behind.
He's a blank look
You
on his
better
face.
you better pop up. I mean, it's very relevant to what we're talking about.
Shit.
Because what you know in Breaking Bad, they have the spoilers.
Well, the
spoilers
last one
to
I
everybody
saw,
out there.
spoilers. The last one I've seen is where his brother burns himself down in his house.
Okay, yeah, you're
Have there been-
behind by a season.
No shit.
Yeah, you got to catch up.
Oh my god.
So
Didn't know.
at any we all know that it's not a spoiler unless you've never watched Breaking Bad. And if you haven't, punch yourself in the face. But the
Take it easy on yourself. It's not that great.
Shut the fuck up. So you're going to elicit violence from the world because that show is
Come
so
at me,
beloved.
baby.
Anyway, there's a meth lab underneath a dry cleaning facility, and that all burns down by the end of the show. But this show is back in time, Better Call Saul, and you're seeing that get constructed, and he has to get contractors to do that. And you see him, like, there's a sequence of, he has to interview different contractors to see if they've got what it takes to pull off the job and investigate them. And Mike plays the heaviest role in checking the background on these people, and finally they settle on one, and it's the whole big plot line of the season.
What do you want? You want a fucking meth lab? Is that what you're looking for?
He actually gets a guy from, I believe, Germany. So
you want a meth lab? Is that what you want? I do that.
So he's interviewing. You know that Cobra has an HR department.
Mm-hmm.
They have to.
They have to.
Do you think they abide by like sexual harassment?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, you know that they do abide by kind of diversity rules for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, first of all, this is the 80s, so nobody cared what women said.
Yeah.
Like, those complaints are getting ignored.
Well, despite that, the Baroness rose to the highest ranks of the organization. She's competent. You're
fired.
Moving on.
Darn it. Sorry.
Gosh.
Okay.
You guys know that to an alligator, everything looks like a pork chop?
Is that like when on Looney Tunes when a hungry Sylvester looks at another animal and they just turn into a talking hot dog?
That's right.
Kind of like that?
That's what I was.
It's weird.
I was just reflecting back on that alligator and thinking it would have been funny if in the reflection of its eyes it just with these pork chops floating over the vehicles that were driving
how
they're pork chops driving the AirPods.
Exactly.
I also like how we make it food that we eat. Like they would just see it as meat. But we're like, a roasted chicken.
Yeah, it's a prepared food.
Yeah.
It's clearly a cheeseburger flying in the sky.
It's just another metaphor to layer into this. We're at the Cobra base, as I recall. The camera is inside the base. We're going into Serpentor's throne chamber.
Oh boy, he is coming in hot.
Insults ablazing.
Out of his, where's he coming down from? His suntan chamber?
Yeah.
He's been tanning. He never takes that outfit off.
It's got to be smelly, right?
Yeah, you think
he never takes that outfit
he's
off.
so covered. Like
it's such a dumb-looking uniform.
You hate Serpentor
I hate
for some reason.
Serpentor.
I love him because he's so crazy.
Here's my question.
Never liked him.
Is that an outfit?
Is it just as part of his body?
But
Does he have scaly hands?
No, he's cloned from humans.
So weird.
You think that... Yeah, but we're about to learn about Cobra-La and his ties to that. There's got to be some...
Now, just weird.
I think the headpiece is a costume, but he has real-life snakes that are
Those
always
snakes
around him.
perplex me. I talk about the snakes later, but also, there are so many snakes in his costume, in his, little hover thing, in this chamber. He's like the Rob Liefeld of snakes, so,
They're his pouches?
Yeah, they're his pockets.
He
has green hands.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is they should be gloves, but there's a fingernail on it.
Maybe,
that happens all the time in cartoons.
In my opinion, he's just kind of a level above, like a birthday magician with the snakes and the costume.
That would be great if the snakes that were around his neck were really just those party snakes where you open up
and they fly out of a peanut brittle.
Anyway.
Okay, so
I'm going to complain about him a lot, by the way.
I love Serpentor.
He's tearing into this team of witless fuckabouts. And Cobra Commander, who, by the way, is looking very dapper indeed.
It looks like he just came from the opera.
In a red... he looks like he was performing in the opera. He's got a red and black cape.
Yeah,
he has
a pimp cane.
He has a cane.
He's got a cell phone on his belt.
That's right. It's like I thought it was a Triforce.
Whatever.
And he's got
you meant the buckle.
And he's got these cape pins that are golden Cobra cape. Good. He looks great. Yeah, Did he ever wear that in the cartoon?
No. He looks stylish now. He doesn't look like that clown Serpentor.
I know, he is very well dressed. So as Cobra Commander, he's not going to take that shit. He takes offense to what Serpentor's saying, and he tries to rubber glue the accusations of incompetence back at Serpentor.
He really misreads this room.
I know. So Cobra Commander tears into Serpentor. We see Destro, the Baroness, Major Blood, the twins, Mindbender.
Sorry. Buzz Dixon in the commentary says that Major Blood's only appearance is in the intro, but he's in this room. He just doesn't speak.
Yeah, he's done talking. Although I think he
doesn't speak
I think
in
he
the
got
intro
a vocal
either.
credit. But and also Zartan and his siblings are in there. Which, side note, I didn't realize he had so many siblings.
They're
kind of looking at each other.
They've always been swamp folk. Which is weird. It's
They're
weird.
biker folk.
And I could be so wrong about this, but I think that in the show they like hang out in the swamp, which is weird to me that they should have like a Creole accent. They're British.
Right. They've like
So is
very
Major
working
Blood.
class British accents.
I think the Cobra's got some kind of good recruiting source in the UK.
Right. Just this disaffected youth, but they're,
They
very-
also seem to me like back in they were like members that got cast out of Black Sabbath back in the 70s,
Right.
and they fell on
Yeah.
hard times and decided to join Cobra.
Well, that's why they started that cover band, Cold Slither, so they could do
That's right.
some
Fuck.
Osborne hits,
Excellent.
solo and
A lot of
and
British
places.
people.
They're the
Judas
Dreadnoks,
Priest.
right?
Correct.
The Dreadnoughts.
They're Australian.
Oh, there we go. So they're more like AC/DC.
And I can tell you, I had,
The Bee
I had this
Gees.
later, but the reason...
Bee Gees. That would have been awesome if Cold Slither was more of a disco outfit. Anyway.
had some of this later, but it's relevant to talk about now. The Dreadnoks are Australian because they were created by Larry Hama, and he was in Vietnam and had some unfortunate interactions with Australian soldiers.
No shit.
Yeah,
Are you going to talk about more of that, or is that what you got?
that's pretty much it.
I'd like to know
I
more.
have a little bit more about Larry Hama, but yeah.
Okay. For me, that's really interesting that how some of these characters are developed, and that particular story is interesting to me, and hopefully we can find out more about that as we move forward with these episodes.
I'll just move forward with this moment.
Thank
then.
you.
So
Fuck you.
I have a little bit more about the Dreadnoks.
Do
They
tell.
were originally meant to be a race of humanoid bears to capitalize on the popularity of the Ewoks from Return of the Jedi, but Larry Hama, who was writing the comic book, was critical of that proposal, telling Hasbro, "You can't have good guys running around shooting at teddy bears."
Also,
and
you
so, based
just
on
don't
what
have-
Ryan said, he just made the decision to change the characters to obnoxious bikers, and it's
Australians to obnoxious Australians too.
That is bizarre. Like, why all of a sudden are we introducing sentient animals? Although I guess we kind of do later, but in the movie.
Right.
I like it.
So, and of course, we've already mentioned Cold Slither. Cobra Commander is tearing into Serpentor still at this point.
Caleb, you said it would be good to play poker against Cobra Commander.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, because of his reflection?
No. I never thought about that with the faceplate. No, what I was saying is like,
Why can't I win a single goddamn hand?
he can't read a room, and also it's like when here in a few moments, like when you can hear him realize in his head that they should leave Serpentor alone and exposed.
Right.
He's like, we need to go defend Serpentor, and they're like, yes. If Serpentor dies,
Cobra's over.
Cobra's over, and then you hear Cobra's tone change just slightly. It's like, yes, we have to go defend him now.
Watching
And you
him
just,
be
like,
shady.
watch him play cards like I have a terrible hand.
Watching him be shady in this first part of the
great.
movie is
I love it.
delightful.
It is.
Serpentor is immediately refuting Cobra Commander's claims about his own incompetence. Like, just ask my squad. They'll tell you that I'm the shit. And he looks to Destro, who steps up and flips it on us immediately with a speech that has a twistier ending than an M. Night Shyamalan movie, which is, militarily speaking, it is only fair to say that Cobra Commander is a world-class buffoon.
I feel like you were paused right here actually at 5 minutes 28 seconds. I feel like we're getting some side boob on Zatanna there.
Side boob on every
Sorry.
female character on this show. Cobra Commander then asks the rest of the crew to back him up, and Mindbender approaches to the mic.
That would be a fun costume to do.
It would be. It would be. You'd only, even people that watch G.I. Joe would, only 1 in 10 would probably get it.
Well,
Caleb, you said your wife didn't want to be the Baroness, but what if one year you do Destro and I be the Baroness?
Deal.
All right.
I will say this. I mean, you're talking about Halloween costumes, but we should definitely acknowledge that there are GI Joe club's not necessarily a good name, but there's people out there that have get together that do some serious GI Joe cosplay, and it's charitable. So anyway, yeah, I want to acknowledge that because
Well,
it's
we'll have to remember who those people are and
We
maybe
have a
edit it
couple-
in. Mike Seibert did an interview with those people
yeah.
from
So
TFCon.
Oh, yeah. from
We're
TFCon.
completely ignorant about that right now, but we should do our homework and talk about it a little bit more in our future episodes.
I'll just drop in that part of. I'll
us.
just ask Mike Seibert, and I'll drop in that section of the interview from his episode.
All right, my first interview is with the leader of a group of G.I. Joe costumers who had a really cool booth over at TFCon. But when I noticed the community outreach they were doing, I had to learn more. Check it out.
My name is Ryan Brown. I'm the Garrison Commander for Central Defense, the Fighting Fifth. We're a garrison of the finest, a G.I. Joe costuming club. If you think about 501st and the way they do Star Wars, we do G.I. Joe. And what that means is we end up pairing with a lot of military charities. We've worked with USO and Wounded Warriors in the past, and this weekend we're here actually raising money for a group called Canines for Warriors. They rescue dogs from shelters, they train them up to be service animals, and then give them to veterans who need them for free. The neat thing is that we get to raise awareness for them as well as thank anyone who donates with them. We've had a lot of really cool people in our group who've went out and made things like stickers, buttons, and other things, as well as really cool artists who've donated posters to us. So it's all our ways to give people a gift when they donate. So you can think about the kind of Kickstarter tier things like donate $1, you get this, $5, etc. So no matter what you can donate, even if it's as low as $1, we have something to say thank you. And the really cool thing about it is that I get to be a big action figure while we do it. For me, G.I. Joe was such a big part of growing up, and I was in the military for a while too, so there's that connection as well. So getting out now and actually being able to give back to the people who didn't get out without perfect condition and stuff like that, it really means a lot to me. And tying those big strings of my life together really makes it worthwhile, and I'm sure a lot of people in the group can say the same thing.
Very cool. So for folks that are listening at home, because of time travel, TFCon is over. But for folks that would like to know more about the finest and to help contribute, how can folks get a hold of you on either the internet or social medias or any platforms to track you guys down?
Well, probably the easiest way is to look at our Facebook page, the Finest Costuming Club, or the Finest G.I. Joe Costuming Club. You can probably find us really easy there. We also have a website, www.thefinestcc.com. If you're one of the people who are thinking about, maybe I want to do a costume or something like that, you can actually look up the Finest Recruitment Center on Facebook, and that's a page that's dedicated to all the people who are trying to put together costumes and what kind of tips and tricks that you can learn from other people who've done it before. So it's our way to help you get into the club. Otherwise, we're all over at shows across the country. I know for our group alone, we still have Grand Rapids Comic-Con coming up next month, as well as Chicago Pop Culture Cons will be back here in the area. And it's definitely one of those things where there's more and more every day, so always worth checking.
All right, well, thank you for taking the time. And before I let you go, is there anything else that you wanted to mention or give any particular shout-outs to while I've got you on the line here?
Oh, sure. I think the first thing that comes to mind is Hail Cobra!
I love it. Thanks so much.
You're very welcome.
He asks the rest of the crew to back him up. Mindbender approaches. He reminds the group that not only is Cobra Commander intellectually lacking, he's as yellow as the noonday sun.
You yella.
And at this point, we cut back to that freaky periscope thing, which
He looks at us.
6 minutes, 22 seconds.
He looks right at the camera. We see the periscope as just one phallic-shaped part of a greater whole, which is some kind of ship that appears to be constructed from a bundle of elephantine intestines.
It's so gross.
That thing really does look like a penis, by the way, at this point. The way the slit is up front. I mean, the tip is maybe a bit smidge purple, but
Everything looks like a penis to me.
If you want it to enough.
That's fine.
we get a close-up of the figure.
Even
Go ahead.
the sound it makes whenever this thing melts around her is so gross. It's like...
I think the writers just had a gross-out competition, or maybe the sound designers. Like, how can we just make this
what do you
as
think that thing
disgusting
smelled
as
like
possible?
inside?
The ship kind of opens up, and there's a mysterious cloaked figure who has. We can see that they have the skin texture of a burn victim, but they emerge from the machine.
You seem to think this is skin, and it's clearly armor.
It's an armor.
You think so?
Yeah, her suit is armor.
Has the armor that looks like the skin of a burn victim.
suppose.
How about that?
I guess.
And that person, this thing, whatever it is, it kind of tests out an electric fence here.
She's got yoga pants on, okay? That's all that really is.
It says juicy.
We don't know. Or pink.
Yeah, that's both weird.
And they test the electric fence. And by the way, I don't know the gender of this hooded
It's true, we
figure
haven't
yet.
gotten there yet.
I just know that they seem to be very evasive and, cloaked people.
Also, slit-eyed.
Serpentine.
Correct. That's what we know so far.
Viruses.
Test out the fence, and it releases some kind of four-headed eel to gnaw a hole
this thing.
in the chain links.
You mean you've never seen a four-headed...
No-assed animal?
I
guess that's
has a very specific purpose.
I guess it's genetically engineering. Like, there's no way that thing is developed by nature.
She should have just used her nails on it, but Chris, I guess
She tried.
No, well, we'll get. Let's get to that in a second.
Okay.
Let's put a pin in that because that'll come back up here. So the eels do their thing. The cloaked figure, gender neutral, bipedal organism, jumps through the hole in the fence, and now we're back to our friends in the inside of the Terror-Drome here. It's Cobra leadership. We see Cobra Commander and his closest quote-unquote friends are just piling on and on and on about a failed desert campaign.
Which I think is a real reference to something.
Probably is. And Cobra Commander goes on to say it's all unsubstantiated. It's fantasy. It's lies. Lies.
This is like
lies.
It's like an episode of Big Brother or The Real World.
It really is.
No.
I immediately feel bad for him at this
Yes,
point.
it does a great job of making you feel bad for Cobra Commander, this movie.
I would love to see Cobra Commander in an episode of The Real World or like The Celebrity Apprentice.
All we have to do is script it. We'll do our own radio play.
Excellent.
Okay, it's
Look
on.
forward to that, listeners.
Next project.
Oh boy.
We are back to the external of the building here, and we see our clandestine intruder sneaking in between some spotline beams. One of these kind of basic Bob-type troopers. I believe they're just called a Cobra Soldier. I couldn't find a fancy name for this guy.
Guys with the black face masks.
Correct. So this is a cool sequence. He's manning the tower, gives a little peep through the side of his gun here, and through the peephole we see this figure running toward the trooper, and with a whiff of her cloak, its cloak, taken down. But however, that's enough noise to alert a room full of. Do you know what these are?
Absolutely not.
Televipers. And
Is that what it says on the badge? Like, that's where you have to clock in.
And they're alerted. They know that there's something going on outside, and the voice they have is quite familiar. It's one of Chris Latta's many voices. At this point, we see the Crimson Guard. They rush to the armorry. They
That's
grab
pretty
their
cool. They all
rifles.
grab
They
the rifles, yeah.
insert the clips and move on.
Technically, that's a magazine.
Oh, God. I didn't know that
I didn't know I was a gun
the
nerd.
editor of Guns and Ammo was here with me today. The hooded figure approaches an entrance that is closed. Before its eyes, it closes in front of it. And it extends its claws. Here we see, I'll just say her. Those look like feminine hands.
Sure.
She cuts through this door like butter. There's no reason
I can only assume
she couldn't
she
cut
has
through
acid
that
claws?
electric fence.
I don't know.
Same application, though. to
No
that
electricity.
fence. Yeah, but she touched that fence. It's not like she just went like a little...
I know what you're saying. If those acid claws can do that to metal, she shouldn't have a problem with electric.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we do want to know. But obviously, they wanted to allude to the fact that there's some kind of strange biotechnology.
And you want to get as many bites at that apple as possible.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
you're just throwing a bunch of different... Like,
Yeah,
it's like
man.
when James Bond gets a bunch of little tools that are very specific for certain things.
Use it once.
Yes, there's the unitaskers.
Yeah.
So the
Did you just
pods
make that
surround
word up,
her.
or is that like
No, Alton Brown uses that word.
interesting? Okay.
The pods attack her. She jumps in through the hole that she's created. She jumps down a series of flights, which remind me
pretty
of
cool.
the video game on Nintendo, Ghostbusters, the first Ghostbusters.
In reverse.
In reverse, yes.
Oh, God, that's a frustrating-ass game.
She happens across some mechanics. I don't know if they have special names or not.
Let's.
Unfortunate dupes.
They look sharp. All the Cobra guys look pretty
They
sharp.
do look no stains or any, no grease on their
Good uniforms.
shirts. She pulls out kind of they're working on fire bets, by the way. She pulls out an alien whoopee cushion and injects the atmosphere around them with some kind of nauseous gas.
Yeah.
Slides right by those guys.
Oh, if you could pause it at 8:46, right there, whenever Destro says there's an intruder, look, security's been breached is what he says, but on this enormous screen it just says intruder alert.
That's all that screen is there for.
There's no feed, there's no video, it's just, hey, shit, it's like the warning light in your car. It's the least useful information.
It's like the warning light in your car if it was about 4 feet by 3 feet high.
Right.
Maybe there's another message on there. It just says, no intruders.
It's an everything's okay alarm.
So I like the idea of an everything.
That's from Simpsons. Homer invents an everything's okay alarm that goes off every 3 seconds. As long as everything's okay. You can't turn it off, but it does break easily.
That's beautiful. Destro acknowledges the security situation. Cobra Commander is all we gotta protect Serpentor. He feels very disingenuous.
He's using his sarcasm voice.
Sarcasm alarm. It doesn't matter because Serpentor, or Serpy as I refer to him in my notes here, will meet this intruder head on following a long line of Cobra leaders that frankly don't know how to delegate. And they talk Serpy off the ledge, and the rest of the group leaves to tackle the situation, shouting Cobra! And Serpentor is left in the room with just a couple of measly Crimson Guards to protect him. The intruder uses its powers to cut a hole in the ceiling. We will see her fall through.
Well, before that, there's at 9 minutes and 35 seconds, she acids a guy's head who has a helmet on.
Oh, I think that comes after she falls through the hole in the ceiling.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll give it a moment here.
There you go.
2 Crimson Guards.
Lock and load, man.
So we see a bunch of troops.
Okay, yeah, so
she's
she
cutting
comes
a
through
hole.
the ceiling.
And by the way, I think with all these James Bond or organic James Bond knickknacks she has, I feel like her greatest gift is the gift of being able to draw a perfect circle.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Okay, so yeah, she hasn't gotten to the throne room yet, but this is the hallway.
Right. She's in the hallway. Some Crimson Guards come up. She grabs one. Well, first she has this sort of weird
clam with a ribbon.
And the ribbon comes out of its clam mouth and wraps up some guys and basically mummifies them for lack of a better phrase. Then another guy comes up. She manages to touch his face and sizzles it. I assume there's some kind of either fumes or acid or poison.
Yeah, that's at 9:35, and I gotta say, it's the first. He takes his helmet off, and it's kind of jarring to see a Cobra's face, Cobra trooper's face as he's in a lot of pain.
There's a real human under there.
Yeah.
Who probably only makes the equivalent of $25,000 a year.
Yeah.
He's disaffected.
He's living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. So that guy screams. It's actually a really horrifying scream, and then she delivers a nice solid uppercut to juice him some more here. And then we've got another group of Crimson Guards that attack her, and she throws some face huggers at them.
She's got a lot of stuff under that cloak.
Knocks out another guy. Wasn't there some parable about a guy who had to live in poverty for a certain amount of time, but if he reached in his pocket, there would always be... What is that?
I don't know, but he had to wear a bear suit. I think we may have seen this in Gifted or something, because I remember that too. He had to wear a bear skin, and he couldn't bathe or anything.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
He couldn't bathe for a long time.
But anytime he reached into his pocket, he could pull out gold coins, which is why, to this day, one of my wishes is if I ever meet a genie, that's one of my wishes is I get to pull out currency. Anytime I reach into my pocket, I can pull out $100. That way I feel like I won't get too greedy. Because it would take forever to amass a huge amount of wealth doing that. My other wish is that if something is
You're saying that you're
he wants to be completely independently wealthy, but just
work for a little bit
at a time.
Because of the repetition of reaching into your own pockets.
Yeah, but I feel like, if you wish for just a chunk of money, this way you're at least...
If you put your hand in your pocket and play with yourself, are coins going to bounce out of your pocket like a Mario Brothers box?
Why? In what scenario am I playing with myself through my pockets? The elevator?
I just like the idea of coins coming out of your pocket. Ba-bling, 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 ba-bling.
I would have so many pockets.
Well, my other wish is that if I wish to know something, I can know it.
I would probably pay somebody to reach into my pockets all the time.
If that's your kink, you let your freak flag
No,
fly.
that way I'm
I do have an idea for a story that hasn't been fleshed out because there's no real story there, but it's about a lawyer who specifically works on like paranormal stuff, and one of them is like working on the legal document of wishes because they always turn out like a monkey's paw situation.
Do the pockets have to be? Do the clothing have to be on me for it to work? Because if it didn't, I would just buy a whole bunch of clothes and pay a whole warehouse full of people.
Well, that's why you have to
reach
talk to
into
the
the pockets.
lawyer so that you don't have the genie give you like a Twilight Zone ending.
Oh, like for example, what?
Well, like the monkey's paw.
I don't know that.
Or like the
It's a
pocket, the
Henry.
pocket has a hole in it, so therefore there's never any money.
Right.
In it.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
It's
No,
all
I would-
wishes turn out that way.
Could-
They always
could-
turn out bad.
What if I could just sew the pocket up?
Imagine
Did
this.
anybody think about sewing up the pocket?
You signed the document without that.
Listen,
wasn't
the
a
genie
clause
is
in
going to
there.
fuck you over. You got to get some legal protection.
What? Remember in when we were in college in the 90s and early 2000s, the trend of cargo khakis.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, like, think about that. If that was your pocket and you just had this change jostling around the side of your
I don't know
thigh
why you
all
keep
day
coming
long.
back to change. I was thinking $100 bill.
Well, I thought you said gold coin.
That was gold coins was in the story of the bear guy. I said $100 bill.
Okay.
Although then I get fucked over because like the currency collapses or something, and so it's all worthless. And now we're back to the gold standard
Or it's $100 in some third world country.
or Monopoly money.
All right, well,
I don't know why genies have it out for everybody.
Get that lawyer. They want you to learn a lesson. It's about the lesson.
I guess so.
Not about the wish.
The monkey's paw is the woman. They wish for
I don't
200.
care.
Move it along.
Wow. Literature is dumb.
So we just got done seeing some face huggers from the Alien franchise. Cobra Commander and his troops are running down the hallway. He gets a visual on this hooded creature, and he misdirects the other defenders to go another direction,
Right.
leaving her to go towards Serpentor's war room.
Right. He wants him to die.
So
What? But he said he didn't.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm confused about his motivations. You would think at this point there would be some communication with the leadership, like in little earpieces from all the people that are actually doing security.
We found her.
like
or
they
it.
they show that they can detect her movement in an earlier scene. They
Oh,
can't
yeah.
see where she is. So you think they'd be like, no,
Sector C3.
She's actually over there. You should make a right and snag her.
Don't listen to them.
So the intruder at this point hops through some half dozen closing
Iris-
steel security doors. All of these people are Chris
Shut the
Latta,
doors.
by the way.
Oh wow.
So this is a cool sequence. Yeah, she's just flipping through these security doors here. They're none to her.
She's fast. This is a cool scene.
Mm-hmm. I like this bit where she gets to the throne room. Like the.
I like how as she's walking down this pathway here, she just drops a couple of like rando alien
on those-
grenades
on
on
those
those
guys
guys
below,
that are,
yeah.
that are in the trenches and just
Oh, yeah.
gasses them out immediately. Serpentor at this point kind of sees what's going on. He hits a button and fires some kind of crazy needle cannon at her. None of that really works out. Somersaults
that
past
iris
that.
thing closes, and it's really cool.
It is really cool, but what is it doing there? It's just like, I'm going to put this barrier up in the throne room
Yes.
that she could have just walked around.
No,
She-
it's on a bridge. It covers the whole bridge.
Does it cover the whole
Yeah.
bridge? Okay, all right. Well, I still don't think it's the greatest barrier in the world. But
I think it works.
I guess if it's going to give you an extra 5 seconds,
Sure.
everything counts. So at this point, Serpentor hits the other
He's like,
button,
peace.
and he is trying to sink himself into the basement. 2 face huggers, 2 red crimson guards out, but she manages to slide into the basement.
Does a quadruple somersault.
I wonder if any of these people were Olympic gymnastics.
You'd think that's where
before.
you go to recruit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're they would have to train
Like, go to
hard
Russia.
for years to pull this off. She's in the throne room with Serpentor. He hits a button that kind of corresponds with a light, I guess.
Yeah.
He's got all controls in here. He grabs one of his patented snakes and creates a snake spear and says,
Even
"None
though
may
it's
challenge
not a spear,
Serpentor."
it's clearly a staff.
Did you notice when he pulled that snake that another snake just
Yeah.
came back in its
Yeah,
place?
it just
I don't
slides right
understand the mechanics of the snakes at all.
Just infinite snakes in a sort of mirror universe that he can just...
I guess I
grab
have
from?
a pocket dimension. I
Well,
guess
yeah.
I have to think that maybe there's some kind of technology, because basically Cobra-La is all about biotech that time and again in this movie, which is also a trope, surpasses like mechanical tech. So I assume those snakes are like some kind of like, I don't know, equipment.
So you think that they're more tech than bio?
I don't think they're biological at all.
Oh, really? You think they're robots?
Yeah.
But they slither away.
Yeah, I
like
have that
real
note
snakes.
later. Like we'll talk about it when we get there.
Oh, are these theories that support your...
No, just a joke.
Okay. All right. He says, none may challenge Serpentor, this I command, which makes no sense.
Our first this I command.
That's right. He readies his aim, and his attacker reveals herself and says, that won't be necessary, or as Anthony Kiedis would say, that would be a
mistake.
waste of time.
Oh, a waste of
You
time.
always fuck that up.
That would be a waste of time.
And she introduces herself at this point as Pythona.
Very sultry voice.
Sultry voice, and I feel like they're trying to be sexy with this reveal.
She's she's very sexy.
Exotic is a good word.
She's some kind of half reptile, half supermodel with a well-brushed hairstyle that this wouldn't have been out of place like 5 years ago. People were doing this hairstyle to be sexy.
It's pretty severe.
I'm with it
It's
now.
an extreme, and it's an extreme version of it.
I like it.
But with the half-shaved skull sides and the long hair on top.
I have always
it's a
liked
thing.
that look.
Her
For women.
earrings look like jalapenos.
They do.
They do.
She has jalapeno earrings.
They're probably meant to be teeth.
I imagine. Serpentor seems to recognize her, perhaps from his dreams. But did it hurt when she fell from heaven? She clarifies it's actually a memory. She has somehow been encoded into his DNA, and it is their destiny to meet back up. And now it's time to fulfill his destiny.
I am your density. I mean, your destiny.
And how does Marty McFly fulfill his density? Well, pull a clam from your magical pocket.
This hollow clam is ridiculous.
Works like some kind of oceanic iPhone here, and she
Snake is totally in the shot. So bad.
cut! Get the snake out of here!
Get the snake handler.
And she reveals that Serpentor's destiny is intertwined with a piece of equipment called the Broadcast Energy Transmitter. And that is where we are going to leave it for this episode, guys.
Oh,
Look at that thing.
Jinx.
Stupid fucking thing.
the BET.
I can't wait till we talk about this pile of garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it should do something, but they're so confused about what it. Anyway, we'll talk about it next episode because that's whenever we get to it.
Ryan, this seems like an appropriate moment if you are prepared to in our Transformers days, Transformers the movie days, we had our segment called Script Deviations. Maybe it's time for one of those.
Script deviations.
The problem with this, as I mentioned
Refresh our
earlier,
memory on this.
Yeah, is that Ron Friedman, in the same way that he wrote the Transformers script,
Ryan did finger quotes.
I think you can hear my finger quotes in my voice. He did write the script, but they took it and just changed. Flint Dilley for Transformers changed a whole bunch about it. In this one, Buzz Dixon.
Buzzy.
It seems like this one got changed way more than Transformers did, because essentially they say that they're just the character of Nemesis Enforcer is one of the only things they kept.
Who says that?
Buzz Dixon, the story consultant, who is the Flint Dilley of G.I. Joe. So I have here, I cannot find it online. The only thing I could find is there was an auction of his version of the script. And in the previews for the auction, they had 3 pictures, and one was the outline, and then one was the first.
We just got a reply back from Ron Friedman.
Oh, breaking news.
Dateline. Transformers. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. The Autopod-Decepticast has news. Let's go to press.
So Ron wrote a script. We having a hard time finding it.
Yep.
And so
Caleb sent an email while we were
talking
doing
about 15 minutes ago
pod.
to Ron Friedman. I should also put it out there that I emailed Ron Friedman asking him about the I Killed Optimus Prime manuscript.
Yeah.
And because he had a GoFundMe to raise money for it. He says it's completed. It's not published. And so he basically, when I said, can we get a copy of that? he replied back. This is after TFCon, and said,
Give me $35.
he said, he said, yes, for $30.
Oh, 30.
For $30.
You PayPal'd it.
You PayPal'd it to him, the manuscript plus an autograph of Stan Lee. I sent him the money. I've not heard back from him about that.
You sent him the money when? November?
November. It's now currently February.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me was like, well, I wonder if he took the money and he's just
Put it all on a horse.
He's just taking his time, or if it's part of the fundraising. And then he's raising.
Well, let's
money
be clear. There is no organized fundraising effort. There is a video of him out there pitching for an Indiegogo type thing, but there's no real evidence that Indiegogo exists, or if it did exist, maybe it didn't get.
By the way, that video I'll put it on our website. But I looked it up. It's like 2.5 minutes long, and he does some weird off-color references to alternative lifestyles, and also
they're nonsensical.
They are.
I wouldn't. Yeah,
he thinks something about being gay is funny.
It's old school.
And he has a poster of
Transformers. He basically says, I explain. He answers the question: is Bumblebee gay? Is Megatron? Is Wheelie gay? Is Megatron
a transvestite? Which is
then he kind of leaves it there hanging.
So dumb. But he has the poster of the Transformers movie behind him, and he's like, "I'm the guy who killed Optimus Prime," and there he is, right there. Points to Ultra Magnus.
Points to Ultra Magnus. Yeah. But anyway, so while we were doing this, I just sent an email asking excited to hear he's going to be at TFCon here in LA soon. Aaron's going to that. I said we're going to be there. Looking forward to hear him talk. I asked him about the $30 in the manuscript, and I just asked him about if he knows where we can get a copy of his draft
G.I.
of G.I. Joe. So let's see what he says.
Oh, you haven't read it yet.
All right, from him. I am delighted to hear from you, and forgive me for not being in touch. I have had a very full plate juggling my teaching schedule at Chapman University, which I'm where he's an adjunct professor, with a new play, Love Her More, and getting my book, I Killed Optimus Prime, so sue me, in the covers and ready for TFCon, at which time and place I will present one to you and probably refund a bit of your money once my final costs are known.
Oh.
If you'd prefer to have my book manuscript printed out as I originally suggested, I can still make that happen for your $30. I plan to sell copies of my original scripts for The Transformers the movie, the G.I. Joe 5-part pilot script, with my autograph at the con, and am presently checking for pricing. Best regards, with a side of Dinobots. Ron Friedman. Interesting. All right, so
it's not for the movie. His G.I. Joe thing is for basically the introduction of the show.
He says, so if I were to see him there, which I most certainly will, I can ask him the question about how could one get a hold of an original script of G.I. Joe, the movie, his original script. And
I would do that.
See where it goes from there, because he didn't answer your question. Maybe he didn't understand the question, maybe he's being evasive.
Well, he is.
But
how old is he now?
He's not that old. I mean, he's
in his 80s.
You think 80s?
Oh, let's see.
Everybody involved with these cartoons are in their 80s if they're alive.
How old do you
I bet
think?
he's
with
70,
the exception of Flint.
I bet he's 71.
I bet he's 87.
He's not 87.
Okay, let's find out. I bet he's in his upper 80s. Born in 1932. He's 86 years old.
Oh, wow. Well done, Caleb.
He's got it together.
It's the first thing I've ever been wrong about.
No, he's an old man, so I'm just amazed he can figure out how the emails works. Sorry.
With love and a side of Dinobots.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
pretty funny.
I know I had a little contention where he wasn't giving me the...
Where's my money?
But he has replied within a matter of a half an hour.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And so I think we need to decide if...
I will not bring out the switchblade when I see him, as you directed me to do
Let's
earlier.
not even joke about shit like that. I would say we need to reply. And what would you prefer, the book or his?
The book will probably be higher quality, but the manuscript may have a certain je ne sais quoi. So is he saying the final book will be at the show?
That's what it sounds like.
I could just we could have both.
And
we could have both.
True.
He's getting I Killed Optimus Prime into covers and ready for TFCon, at which time and place I will present one to you and probably refund a bit of your money once my final cost.
This may be APDC exclusive news
that
has not been announced.
I would say this. If I were you, I would say, you know what? I'll take the book with your autograph. No need to refund me any money. If you want to, you can buy me a drink. At that.
See, what I would do is have Aaron buy the book and you get the manuscript.
Yeah, that's where I was going in my head. Also, then it's a two-for thing.
Yeah.
And then, do I get him a drink at the thing? Here's where I imagine a situation. It'd be nice to have a drink with Ron Friedman, but then will it turn into one of those scenarios where he keeps wanting to hang out all night?
Do not go to a second location with Ron Friedman.
Best regards with the side of Dinobots.
Side of Dinobots. That's pretty
badass. All right.
All right, Ron.
All relevant to script deviations, which I don't know if you said this or not, but basically there's a little bit of the original Friedman script that is obtainable, and because we're at the beginning of the movie, presumably that bit of the script is relative to the beginning of the movie.
I have the outline, the first page of the outline, which only goes to which goes to the end of our next episode that we'll do, and then I have the first page of his script for this movie.
Let's have it then.
Okay, so this is the first page of Ron Friedman's script for G.I. Joe the movie. Fade in, a heavily fortified G.I. Joe Arctic tracking station. Howling wind and snow sweep the desolate scene, which is eerily lit by the northern lights. We hear voices coming from the Quonset hut-like command structure and intercut inside to show several Joes on duty, some engaging in radio communication, other manning an array of scanning devices, sweeps, radar, satellite, earth monitors, etc. The on-duty Joes should be familiar characters which may no longer be in the product line. For example, Torpedo, Footloose, Alpine, Scarlet, Dusty. As they work and exchange easy banter about their lousy and lonely assignment, a hulking but indistinct figure moves out of the storm and crosses the perimeter warning system, triggering alarms! The Joes inside instantly arm themselves, taking defensive positions, but laugh and relax when their scanners pick up the intruder, a huge ferocious-looking polar bear, which roars for their sentry camera and then turns back into the storm. Poor bear, they say, out on the night like that. Maybe they should ask him in for coffee. We cut outside the polar bear and close in.
So wait, that's just Friedman's little side notes that would never be in the movie.
Yes.
But he's just hoping whoever reads it gets a nice little
I think this is also
it.
more of his outline. It's not the script proper.
Okay.
He's just making notes about what he wants to do on the script. We cut outside the polar bear and close in. It's no ordinary bear. In fact, it seems to be half bear and half man, which was the Dreadnoks.
Man bear pig.
The Earth sign equivalent of a werewolf. And then, as we look on, the bear transforms itself into a huge, man-like creature we have never seen before. He's grotesque, powerful, menacing. Later,
Enforcer Nemesis.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be Nemesis Enforcer, who apparently had transmogrification powers in the script originally. So, cutting to the outline for G.I. Joe the movie, that he has that part up there. And then Nemesis Enforcer is able to adapt and kill. He uses the bio-life drone creatures, which may coil around the heads of dead Joes and impersonate their voices exactly when they need to return radio and video contact with the other Joes.
That's weird.
It's a little bit like the Insecticon bombshell.
Or the movie The Thing. It's basically
Take it
The
there,
Thing.
Ryan. I've never seen that movie.
You're crazy, man. That's like
There
my
goes
favorite
my
John
sci-fi
Carpenter movie.
cred.
That's the best. It's so
Is
good.
it more sci-fi or horror? Sci-horror? Horror-fi?
Horror. I would say it's more horror.
Okay.
The result is that Joe does not know that the outpost has been destroyed and will not learn about it until Hawk takes command and discovers, maybe before taking command he learns this and gets Hawk to believe him, and they provide the clue of the location to Cobra-La. Now it cuts to showcasing the new Joes. Maybe Shipwreck has been away a while and is introduced to the Beavers by Roadblock, which I guess is the name
Of the new group?
Joe. Yes.
The beavers.
Instead of calling them rawhides or...
Roughnecks or,
Beavers. Shipwreck's been gone a while.
Everything's a beaver to a guy who's been out on the ocean for a while.
Is that the crocodile seeing the pork chop?
That's right. Everybody's a big walking vagina. And we see that Jinx has bad luck and deals with it. Because of her name.
You should hold on that because for when we actually do introduce those characters.
Okay, yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah. No, we can stop there.
All right.
Absolutely.
There'll be a little taste
So
of that.
Jinx is in there.
Jinx is in there.
Not just Nemesis
Enforcer Nemesis.
And then just for the Buzz Dixon stuff, because he does a commentary on this, he's the story consultant. He talks about meeting Sergeant Slaughter while he was doing his line, says he was a cool guy. Also met Burgess Meredith. I did want to play you a recording I have that I took off the commentary of him talking about Ron Friedman. And just he's very nice about it. It's just it's great.
Now you'll see I have story consultant here, and Ron Friedman gets the written by credit. Now, Ron wrote the original script to G.I. Joe the movie, but a different take was wanted to be approached on it. And in the process, we basically went back to square one. We used one of the characters he came up with, Nemesis Enforcer, that you'll be seeing in a bit. But Ron had a contract that guaranteed him written by credit.
That's where he ends that statement. There's no, he doesn't say anything else.
Well,
but it's like,
good for Ron for having a good contract.
He had an amazing agent, I feel like.
Yeah.
You gotta start somewhere.
Well, his idea for the movie was completely different. Like, or I'm sorry.
I'm totally defending Ron since he replied to my email.
You're riding that dick.
Well, Buzz Dixon did write for the show, and originally for the show, like they had a completely different idea for the series and the 5-part miniseries. And he called it the most dangerous man in the world. Mm-hmm. It basically Cobra was going to be a fascist political organization, like Nietzsche style. And Cobra Commander ended up misapplying the man. There's this certain man, most dangerous man in the world, who's the head of it. The man's philosophy, and Cobra instead became an evil organization. And then Cobra Commander had the philosopher imprisoned. He escapes, and Cobra puts everything else on hold to track him down. The Joes don't know what this dude is all about, but if Cobra wants him, they want him too. And then G.I. Joe actually captures him, but he escapes, and they're like, fuck it, let him go. If he can damage Cobra, so much the better. And like Hasbro liked it, but they also liked the idea of having an Emperor, Serpentor, and they're like, put the two together.
So the 5-part is the one that Ron wrote?
Yes.
That's the one he's referring to.
This is what...
in the email.
Yes.
But what Buzz is referring to is an alternate take on what that 5-part would have been.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So Hasbro wanted both the Secret Civilization sponsoring Cobra and that Cobra would create Serpentor because of Cobra Commander's incompetence with evil DNA.
So they just didn't get into that what is it?
Yeah, the philosopher, the most dangerous man in the
until
world.
Later, like the season prior to this movie. Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that the whole Serpentor thing was actually its own little 3 or 5-part miniseries that was kind of like a mini movie that was done on there. Great.
Yep, and that's it. All I have on the script deviations for this one.
Awesome. Well, like we did in the early days, it got more sparse in the later times of Transformers the movie, whenever we were reviewing it. We talked about voice actors. So as we get into this, I'd like to go into some of the voice actors that we see. And there's a lot that are shared from the Transformers, the movie universe. Obviously, we've got people that we've talked about previously, like Dick Gautier, who does Serpentor. He was actually the voice of Rodimus Prime.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to learn that. I can hear it now, but I never knew it before.
It is interesting how you can hear other people in their voices when you know it. You can kind of synthesize the other characters that they do. But he was a Tony-nominated actor, nightclub singer, game show panelist, caricaturist. He's got several books on drawing and cartooning. Chris Latta, everybody knows a lot about Chris Latta. We've covered him ad nauseum for G.I. Joe, outside of Cobra Commander, most famous for. He also did Gung Ho, Ripper, Breaker, Stealer, Frostbite. We spoke briefly of the transition in a previous episode of G.I. Joe's movement from Sunbow as the primary animation production company to DIC. He was one of the few actors to make that transition, along with Ed Gilbert, Sergeant Slaughter, Jerry Hauser, and Morgan Lofting, who does the Baroness. Weapons manufacturer Destro, we covered him in the past as well. Arthur Burghardt, actor, playwright, prisoner of conscience.
Also knows Iceberg.
we covered him extensively in Transformers the movie. For G.I. Joe, he's also, Iceberg and Stalker, as well as the god Osiris himself in an episode called The Gods Below. Did lots of voiceover.
I remember that one. That was a really fascinating G.I. Joe episode for me.
Really?
They were dealing with the Egyptian gods. It was a really cool episode.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't hold up, but I remember that being a very strange episode, but it really made an impression.
Fun fact about Arthur Burghardt: in the 8th season of Seinfeld, there's an episode called The Pothole. You Seinfeld guys probably...
Yeah, I just actually went through a binge of Seinfeld.
Okay.
I just finished
Do you remember that episode?
Oh, yes.
In that episode, there is a mention of the Arthur Burghardt Expressway, and that was a tribute to him.
Wow. I did not catch that when I watched it. Holy cow!
And he will be at TFCon LA this March. Intelligence Officer Baroness Morgan Lofting. On Transformers, she played the characters Dr. Harding in the episode Attack of the Autobots, Joan in the episode Microbots, Moonracer in The Search for Alpha Trion, and a news reporter from Megatron's Master Plan Part 1. From G.I. Joe, Baroness is the top tier role. She also played character Madame Versailles, Mrs. Rudot, and Coverta Fatale. She also played...
That's a Bondian name.
No. She also played Aunt May on the 81 Spider-Man, Princess Invidia on Star Blazers, and she's on an episode of Trapper John M.D.
I watched
the
a
MASH
lot of Trapper
spin-off.
John.
Knots Landing voice work on Total Recall. She will also be at TFCon LA. Master of Mind Control, Dr. Mindbender, was voiced by Brian Cummings. He did a lot of radio, television work, commercials, advertising, and kind of show announcement type work. Dr. Mindbender was his only role on G.I. Joe, but he did a ton of voiceover on shows like Ninja Turtles, Garfield, DuckTales, Bernstein Bears, Scooby-Doo. Hunter S. Thompson fans out there, as we were, at least we experimented in college, will appreciate the fact that Brian Cummings played the role of Richard Nixon in the movie Where the Buffalo Roam, which is the 1980 film that starred Bill Murray as Hunter S. Thompson and Peter Boyle as Latino lawyer Oscar Zeta Acosta. Then we've got Cobra-La emissary, Pythona. And she was voiced by Jennifer Darling, who is a solid utility player in a number of animated series. She also had several on-screen roles, most notably Peggy Callahan, who was the secretary to Oscar Goldman in The $6 Million Man and The Bionic Woman. In The Incredible Hulk, she was in 8 is Enough. She was on The Love Boat. She got into voice acting in the early 80s. With shows such as Trollkins, and there was an animated The Gary Coleman Show.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
She is credited on 13 episodes of a show called The Dukes from 1983. Do you remember what that was? Can you guess what that was?
Was it a spin-off from Dukes of Hazzard?
That's right. It was the Duke boys and Daisy Duke racing against Boss Hogg and Sheriff Roscoe around the world.
That was a show?
It was a cartoon. It was an animated show.
Yeah.
So they would go to places like Switzerland, Paris, Scotland, Hong Kong, Uzbekistan.
It's weird how they made cartoons out of just like things that existed, like the WWF cartoon.
Like if you could merchandise it and create a toy, license it out, go for it, I guess.
Hazard County's sheriff budget must be astronomical to pay
Isn't
them.
that the CIA's job?
Aren't they out of their jurisdiction a little bit? All right.
I discovered that show shows up in a lot of my voice actor research for G.I. Joe.
Wow.
She did lots of additional voice credits on a lot of memorable cartoons, such as Foofer, The Blinkins, New Kids on the Block, and The Timeless Tales from Hallmark. Those are not memorable. That's why
I do actually remember New Kids on the Block.
I'm not surprising that would have an animated show. Also, more memorably, she was on Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light, DuckTales, Tailspin. Ryan, she was uncredited as the voice of the computer in the movie Demolition Man.
Oh.
There you go.
I
thought you'd like that.
Yeah, that's one of the costume that Wes and I considered doing is Simon Phoenix and John Spartan.
Are you
Obviously,
gonna
I'd be Phoenix.
We've had a lot of text conversations about blackface lately. So I guess it's good that you're not going to be Simon Phoenix.
No, I would be John Spartan. Also,
you do have Stallone's height.
Cha-cha-cha. Up high. One hand or two. It's your choice. Yeah.
So that is the voice actors that appeared in this episode. I've got a few other fun details I'd like to share, if I may be so bold.
All right.
The first 16 figures from 1982, including Caleb's mail-in Cobra Commander that he had, were all released with what is known in the G.I. Joe community as straight arms.
I see a lot about this.
And so basically they could bend at the elbows, but starting in the next year, they had articulation that allowed their arms to swivel to the left and the right. Oh. So they all just have straight arms. And all of those figures...
So they can do the mashed potato.
That's right. And the twist. All of those figures...
Is anybody get that joke.
Got re-released with basically the same molds, but they'd adapted the molds to be able to have the swizzle arms.
Oh, he's goddamn swizzle arms.
The next fun point. Baroness is Cobra's intelligence officer. Her bio is that she was the spoiled child of wealthy European aristocrats. As she grew up, she joined a group of student radicals who moved on to extremism and ultimately into the ranks of Cobra. Is she inspired by Patty Hearst?
I feel like it sounds like the Weather Underground.
Obama.
What? Why are you invoking President Obama?
Because remember, that was a big deal during the 2008 campaign. I can't remember the guy's name. He is a university professor that is like good buddies with Obama. That was a part of the Weather Underground.
Oh, I vaguely
allegedly had some linkage to bombings, and people are like, Obama's best friend is this left-wing terrorist from the 60s.
Yeah. I just know it's a common conservative thing where they criticize the European elite and and obviously this is a play on like this is what happens, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, I also like it that we had like accusations of fake crimes from a president. Whereas now we have real crimes and nobody.
Right.
It's fine.
Everything's fine. How are you?
I just thought it reminded me of Patty Hearst, guys. I'm sorry. Wealthy aristocrat.
Patty Hearst.
Yeah.
Faked kidnapping, perhaps. I actually don't know that story that well, other than the fact that she showed up and she was holding
part of the group. Yeah.
Machine guns.
I can see the connection.
Robberies.
Absolutely.
I don't know that for a fact. I just made that connection. However,
welcome to speculation
litigious it may be. Dr. Mindbender, his profile reads that he was. I just thought this was funny, and maybe I don't know how canon this is in all of the G.I. Joe universe, but this is hilarious to me. Dr. Mindbender was at one time an excellent orthodontist. And a very kind and honest man. He tinkered with electric brainwave stimulation as a means of relieving dental pain, but made the tragic mistake of experimenting on himself. He underwent a complete personality change and became hateful, deceitful, and vain.
That's actually a really good bio. I'm sure these were all written by Larry Hama.
Dr. Mindbender abandoned his practice and devoted all his time to perfecting his digital brain scrambling into a hand-portable weapon system capable of reducing the most strong-willed individual into a cowering wimp.
I like the idea, though, that he does all this Cobra stuff, but he still has to go into the office sometimes.
Does he still work? Is he their dentist?
Yeah, yeah, he totally would be their dentist.
I'll be a dentist.
But I just like that he's still trying to juggle that practice and doing Cobra as well.
You might feel a little sting.
Yeah.
To finish out his bio, Dr. Mindbender doesn't think he's deluded. He feels like he used to be deluded. Now that he's seen the light, or the dark, if you will, he feels it is his personal mission to bring the miracle of thought control to each and every one of you.
That's a really interesting backstory.
Orthodontist. Pythona appears. One more little interesting fact I discovered. It seems like Pythona, for what they gave figures to all of the Cobra-La people that we'll see later in the movie, but Pythona did not get one, and she did not have a figure, at least as far as I can tell. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe fans out there.
Is she the RC of the Joe-verse?
Really, exactly. Until 2000, which is also just weird because there were female Joe characters that had toys. But until 2016, she got a 3 3/4 figure. They were putting out figures that were either, I think they were based on the original molds. So but although there was no original mold, but they built it to look as shitty as those original molds, and it came out then. And it was a Collectors Club membership exclusive. So that was kind of interesting to me. So now's the time, guys, when we all maybe want to talk about our iconic Joe-ment.
Yes.
Great.
Well,
Caleb, you go first. What?
Well, I think eventually we do need to work up some sort of
but more of a
iconic high-pitched
Joe-ment eagle screech.
An explosion.
Eagle screech. I think it's more like fireworks. Eagle screech, fireworks.
Machine gun.
Maybe a machine gun, and also marching band music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make those
I'll
four
put that
things
together.
happen.
Iconic Joe-ment.
Caleb,
all right.
What's your iconic Joe-ment?
Iconic Joe-ment. I really from an animation standpoint, I do like it when the pods are approaching the what are they called again?
The stun?
The stuns.
That was a cool
And
sequence.
it's just that full.
It reminded me of when Unicron would pass by the camera and be sweeping in front of the camera and just.
So I do like that. Plot wise, not very iconic, but animation wise, it sticks out.
It was great.
Really kind of sets the premise.
I think we'll see,
Pretty
but
cool.
we've surmised in previous discussions about G.I. Joe, the movie, that the high points of Transformers, the movie, are better than the high points of G.I. Joe, the movie, animation-wise.
Careful.
But G.I. Joe, the movie,
You said that exactly.
is consistently better. Whereas
Yes.
Transformers, the movie, it almost feels like you could feel how tired the animators were getting by the end of the movie.
There's-
Like
yeah.
the
The
Unicron explosion sequence and the pulling
The
off
low
the leg
points
are
in
kinda bad.
in the Transformers movie are quite low.
Right.
Yes,
Whereas-
the high points are better, low points are worse. Joe is very consistent.
There you go.
Right.
The Unicron in particular is a beautiful segment
of badness.
No, where he sweeps by the
Oh,
camera.
yes,
Yeah.
like the early shots,
Yeah.
and I think they reuse it once or twice. Although, however, the opening sequence, as we've said, so this is a
Is
little ad
amazing.
nauseum, of G.I. Joe the movie is better than anything in Transformers the movie, period. That thing is just balls to the wall.
Yep.
Ryan.
I think just as in terms of what stuck with me and what I remember noticing as a kid is the part where Pythona puts the acid on the guy's face and his helmet comes
That's
off.
horrifying.
It's just so unusual, and you just never see the human aspect of it.
They've never done a reveal.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
very jarring for me.
Do you even really, on the show, had you even seen a normal trooper's face?
I don't think so.
before?
I don't know. None that had masks on and then didn't.
The point
There
is they're
is-
faceless.
There is an episode where I forget who, but there's someone infiltrates Cobra and goes through the onboarding process of becoming a Cobra
like that.
soldier.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think they access. I don't remember hardly anything except I remember finding it interesting that they're going through the recruiting process,
Mm-hmm.
and I think possibly in that episode you do get to see some Crimson Guard without their helmets on.
Okay.
Cool. It reminds me of Venture Brothers a little bit.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that you've got those characters that are part of the sort of nameless, faceless people under the Monarch.
The butterfly troopers, yeah.
And but there's 2 or 3 of them, I can't remember, that kind of stand out
They're
and
the
have
main-
their own personalities and develop along
Agent
with the show.
23 or something like
Let's
that.
not forget that the Venture Brothers pretty much spoof Cobra and G.I.
Sure.
Joe.
I mean,
hardcore.
they spoof a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
very well. And I'm way behind on that show. I don't even know if they still produce it.
I don't.
I don't either.
It was very well
It's a
animated.
great show.
Yeah.
That we don't watch.
And works well. I remember, I think I saw the first 3 seasons. I would need
I
to buy
definitely
that
did.
I need to buy that on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
So I will just say mine is the Pythona's robe opening reveal.
I was hung up on that.
No wonder your notes are so scattered. You were beaten off while you were writing them down.
But aside from that scene, just that complete underbus throwing of Cobra Commander sticks out in my. It just makes me think of some moments. This will sound sad. I'm not looking for sympathy. As a kid, where I felt that way, where people were just piling on.
Is this about me?
It's not about you.
No.
It's about people treating me like a nerd.
I never got that.
Neither did I.
Maybe it's because I talk too much. If you're quiet, maybe people leave you alone.
I don't know.
I just look unapproachable.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Like they think you're gonna hurt him. Is that what it is, Ryan?
No,
You're
I
just
just-
too much of a tough guy.
No, it's more like he's
More like invisible.
Yeah, that's exactly about to say that. You stole my joke.
Sorry.
About you.
I fade into the shadows.
Yeah. Well, and I remember a level within Cobra. This back to Cobra Commander of just smack talk and treachery and disrespect throughout the television show. But I know as far the way people treated him, giving him that kind of treatment, but never seemed as bad as in this movie. Although the whole creation, as I'm saying this, the whole idea that somebody would create Serpentor is a pretty giant act of
It's a
insubordination.
big slap in the face. Yeah.
How did they get funding for that? Cobra Commander, I assume, would not sign those checks.
Yeah, I guess there's a committee.
Maybe so. Is there a board?
He must be like the CEO, and so he is beholden to shareholders.
Right, yeah. Well, so I think that's it, guys.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think that...
We covered this one. All right, so...
Happy Valentine's Day!
I want to take some time to thank everybody who's been supporting us at the APDC store. Thank you very much for purchasing our items. We have the Cup Recruitment poster still out there, APDC pin series. I promise we are still working on things. Get them while they're there. Get them now.
While supplies last.
While supplies last.
As seen on TV.
Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Joe-opportunity.
That was even better than Caleb's crappy one.
I mean, they're all better than that.
I disagree.
So please continue to listen to the show. Subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, and TuneIn. If you're an iTunes user, leave us one of them reviews.
5 stars, please.
I'll assume you're already subscribed. Follow us on our social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all of them at APODcast. And of course, there's the web presence, autopoddecepticast.com. It's going to be a lot easier to find content for this because for the website because we're dealing with 30-minute increments.
Yeah,
wider ranging conversation.
Go check it out. We always put some like this, all the ancillary stuff we mention up there on the website.
Our iconic moments segments will be better as well because we'll be able to draw from more
iconic.
Stuff. Oh, I'm sorry.
Joe-ments.
My apologies.
There you go.
Peep the shop, check the merch, buy something awesome. Bye, everybody.
All right, bye. Not really.
Ryan, tell the story about the Craigslist.
Yeah, tell the story about the chasing.
You were talking about this a little bit earlier, but we didn't really get into it.
It's from Reddit, and it's really old, and West is the one who turned me on to it, because she's on Reddit all the time. Or a Tumblr. I think she got it from Tumblr.
That's nice.
It's an ad that's probably not real, but I like it. It's called I Want to Chase Someone.
What?
I am seeking somebody who... Wow. Mm-hmm. I am seeking somebody who will let me chase them. Age and gender doesn't matter. You could be real old or a lady or black as long as you can go real fast.
Do you know that when you read like that, you sound like you talk like kind of like a John C. Reilly character?
I'm purposefully putting on a voice.
Okay.
I know, but it sounds like John C. Reilly's kind of funny character.
He got it from me.
Okay.
It doesn't matter where it happens, inside or outside, but you have to be fun to chase. You can't be on a bike because it's cheating. I want the chase to last a long time, and I want you to be sweaty, but I have to catch you in the end. If I don't catch you, then you won't get paid, but you can't let me catch you and be easy about it, and if you do, you won't get paid. After the chasing, you should say something to me like, good running, or you're very fast, and give me a high five. One hand high five or both hands high five. Not because I told you to, but because you think it afterwards, and you should post a picture of me on your Facebook and make the picture caption say, he caught me. Let me know, thanks.
I do think he's really good, or she is really good at laying out the rules. I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to hire somebody that's like, oh no, you caught me.
Yeah, he's really front loading. Like, this has got to be convincing.
Yeah.
I want to know if that was executed on. Did he get to do it?
I know that's what
This must be a joke, but I just
let's put a really weird gig out there and see what we can do.
Do you show up like I'm here? All right, so you ready?
I bet.
How do you
I think you gotta work it out in the email, because it's from Craigslist.
So. All right, like
they just meet in a park, and as soon as they make eye contact, and they know,
I'll
be wearing the red parka.
How would you do it? Like here's how I would do it. I would have like a gate, like in a rodeo, like rodeo.
Oh, okay.
And he would be out there in the rodeo arena, and I'd probably invite people that I know to come watch, and it'd be like then the bell rings, the gate opens, and off I go, and I'm running around, and he's trying to chase me.
I think that
I like that because
a nice twist to that is you have to dress up like a bull, and he has to dress up like a clown.
No, a matador.
Or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I would also accept clown.
You could be the rodeo clown.
Yeah,
I like that too. So.
Well, it seems like it'd be the opposite because the bull chases the clown.
That's what we were saying.
Oh, I thought.
I would be the clown, and he would be the bull.
He's chasing. No, he's chasing you. Yeah, so you're the clown.
He would be the bull, and I would be the clown.
Yeah, to amuse you.
All right, very good.
I went to the.
How would you do it, Ryan?
I went to Hammond's Tower recently because I had to sign the divorce papers.
Does that mean that's done?
As soon as the judge signs it.
Well, talk about speaking of chasing something down.
It's only been 3 years.
Good Lord.
But like, I really love the 70s aesthetic of the Hammond's Towers, and it's mostly all law firms in there. But there's a certain smell to a 70s building that I really enjoy. Anyway, I say all that to say this: like the lobby of the Hammond's Tower, I'd want him to come out of the elevator, and like I'd be sitting in one of the chairs, and he'd just take off, and I'd take off after him.
He'd take off after you.
If I was the chaser, that's what I would ask.
So it tells you something about Ryan. He assumes he's the chaser.
I like the idea of like the boundaries would be Hammond's Tower, like wherever, like you have access to the whole building.
Oh, I do. Whenever I went there, I liked the building so much I just wandered around for a while.
Yeah.
It's good to put a boundary on it. Then it becomes like a Mario Kart.
I feel like that's probably illegal to just run around a building, though.
Well, I think
insofar as that let you.
I'm just trying to say, like, if you could make your own rules here,
sure.
You know, that would be a fun one. The mall might be a fun one.
Yeah.
That would be a
Seems
good
dangerous.
Why?
Running into people.
I would do it after hours. It's empty mall.
How about an empty baseball stadium? Like,
there would still be clothing and merchandise in the mall.
I love movies that are set in closed,
you dress up as
commercial spaces.
Be like a mannequin, like don't find me.
Yeah, I've always, ever since I was a kid, wanted to be locked in a place after hours.
Yeah, mall would be good.
Night of the Comet does that really well. Sorority Babes, the Slimeball Bolorama. That's another one.
What?
It's a movie.
But where were they locked in?
A bowling alley.
Yeah. Gotcha.
The slime ball. Bolorama.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
But it was part of a mall, I think. So, and then there's one with it's like there's robots that are like the robot patrolmen, and they go haywire and start killing people.
Are you purposefully not saying Dawn of the Dead because that's too cliche as the representative of that movie, and you want to rep your cred?
They're trapped in there.
Right, but that's the same difference, right?
No, I'm choosing to go into some place after hours and like explore it with nobody around.
They're not really they choose to stay in the mall. Dawn of the Dead is my favorite horror movie of all time, the 70s one. So obviously that one. But yeah, I wanted to bring in some less known ones.
All right. I'm too pedestrian.
What do you? What? So tell us about yours. Do you have a scenario where you would either be the chasee or the chaser, and what would be like kind of the ideal circumstance?
Yeah. So
for getting caught or catching someone,
I would basically have them chase me into a motel room, but I would go lock myself in the bathroom. I would have a Nintendo Entertainment System hooked up to the television in the hotel room, and I would direct them to begin playing Mario Brothers with a very specific set of instructions, in which I would then come out and make love to them they must reach orgasm when. They have to hit the fireworks, at which point I will have orgasm.
Can you explain this segment?
I will have orgasm.
I can have orgasm.
So that's the chasing sequence I would set up. Via Craigslist.
This is it. Right now, this is an inside joke for 3 people.
Right.
And the listeners have no idea what this is.
Just do a Google search for Best of Craigslist Super Mario Brothers. You'll find it.
All right.
Getting anal while playing Super Mario Brothers. Go look that up.
Super
at
Mario
work.
Brothers. Yeah, please.
Blow cells, where we sell good.